All right, guys, here we're going to talk about why the cheat day does not work and makes fat loss way harder, okay, many times harder, okay? And you've probably seen people promote a cheat day, a weekly cheat day as a tool, right, to boost your metabolism, to make dieting sustainable, and it's completely garbage, okay? So the reality is that in one day of overeating, you can do a lot of damage. There's not like a limit, right, where there's a limit to how much fat you can gain in one day. If you eat at a large surplus, that creates fat gain, okay? So every single calorie you eat on a cheat day matters. Now, what I see a lot of people do, right, is they'll go and they'll cut hard for 6 days. They'll put themselves in a deficit, right? And over the course of 6 days, maybe they create a 3,000, 4,000 calorie deficit, okay? In those 6 days, they create a 4,000 calorie deficit, which is enough to break down a pound of fat if they were cutting correctly, maintaining muscle. And guess what? One cheat day could undo that completely and easily. I did cheat days when I was much younger, and my average cheat day would usually be around 5,000, 6,000 calories. And let's be generous, let's say I burn 3,000. That's a 2,000, 3,000 calorie, right, surplus. So now that weekly deficit, let's say I burned 4,000, I cut that in half, or I brought that down to 1,000. So now my rate of fat loss is so much slower, right? You need to think not in daily deficit, but in weekly deficit when you're talking about doing a weekly cheat day, because that can completely undo a weekly deficit. And let's say your dieting that week wasn't even that good, okay? And you didn't hit a 3,000 calorie surplus. Or you didn't hit a 3,000 calorie deficit. Maybe you only created like a 2,000 calorie deficit that week, which is honestly pretty good still, okay? Because that's in 6 days, 6, 12, 18. You did like a 350 calorie deficit a day. That's actually very, very good. But now one day you go over, okay, and you eat 5,000 calories and you do like a 2,500 calorie surplus. Well, now you're in a state of fat gain, okay? Now you're in a slow, steady state of fat gain. And that's doing a cheat day, but not being insane. Like I've had days I've eaten 8,000, 9,000 calories, right? So you can see the math. The math doesn't work. And this idea that like you're gonna boost your metabolism by overeating is wrong, okay? It's completely wrong. The way you boost your metabolism, right, it's more nuanced. It's really about optimizing leptin, and that is really just taking time to eat at maintenance for a while. So if you really want to stimulate your metabolism after losing significant weight and cutting for a long time, then you would go into a maintenance period and you eat around maintenance and maintain your weight. That is very, very powerful. One day of massive overeating backfires because now your stomach expands, and now the next day you were getting locked in, and now you just want to eat more. You're thinking more about food. So it really, really backfires. Like for me, if I have one day where I go over my calories a lot deliberately, it's harder to get back on the horse the next day. So as you can see, the cheat day kind of is a fatal mistake for fat loss. If instead, what I recommend is give yourself room once a week to go a little bit over your calories. So if you're eating 2,200 calories a day, maybe once a week, give yourself room to eat a little bit above, to be human, to socialize. And maybe that means you're going up to like 2,600, 2,700. So give yourself room to eat closer to maintenance one day a week. So you're not putting on fat and you're not putting yourself in a deficit. That day's a neutral day. So all those 6 days count for fat loss, and then one day's around neutral. And maybe that helps with, actually sticking to the plan and actual long-term sustainability and adherence. And the benefit of that is that, here's the benefit, right? The benefit of doing that maintenance day is you're teaching yourself how to eat at maintenance. So you're actually teaching yourself how to maintain your body once you get your goal body, right? You understand? So once a week eating at maintenance teaches you the skill to maintain leanness. Whereas if you do a cheat day and you're going above maintenance, all you're doing is cheating yourself. You're teaching yourself how to deprive your body significantly, and then you're also teaching yourself how to overeat and eat a shit ton of food. Because most people, when they're dieting, it actually increases their ability to overeat and binge eat because they're creating that hunger response, especially if they're dieting very intensely, which I do not recommend. So if you want to learn my system to getting chiseled with ease, right? Working out 3 days a week, hitting your steps, right? Doing a fast and stripping off fat and getting very, very lean with ease, then I recommend doing my Shred 60 plan. When you subscribe to the Kino Shred, our fat burner, which blunts hunger, increases metabolic rate. You get my entire Shred 60 plan to slice off fat with ease. It makes it effortless. But in any case, right, we're getting insane results on that. It also boosts your dopamine. Caffeine, L-tyrosine is very, very effective at blunting hunger, okay? And glucomannan expands your stomach, keeps you full. So if you want to learn my fat loss strategy, subscribe to Shred. It's a crazy deal. And you get the whole system, right? The whole system included, as well as my hypnosis sort of audios too, which I listen to daily to lock in the mental, right? This is little stuff. There's lots of little things I do to make staying lean so easy, right? To make staying lean automatic. I do a daily hypnosis. In any case, there you go. If you want to do it correctly, eat around maintenance once a week. Teach yourself how to stay lean for life. Don't do these big binge eating days that put you in this perpetual cycle of always having to deprive your body, which sucks. So you're suffering, or then you're binge eating and then you kind of end up feeling like shit because then you eat all this food, sit on the toilet all day, you know, and you're not learning how to actually live the lifestyle. How do you actually live the lifestyle? How do you go out to dinners, go on dates, travel, business, go make an awesome dinner and be able to live the lifestyle while locking in your fitness goals? Very, very few people know how to do this. I'm one of the few. Most people, they have to like really try so hard to get lean and then they break and they overeat and they're in this perpetual cycle where life's never enjoyable. Life is enjoyable when you have that James Bond style. You're living your freaking life, you're lean, you're strong with ease. You're going out, you're having the dinner, right? You're having the epic meals. Maybe I like to fit in a little cookies every night. So that's when fitness is enjoyable, when you can get ripped while enjoying your life. And for most people, do the math, right? Would you rather deprive your body 6 days in a row and eat very, very low calories so that one day you can be a pig and overeat and eat a ton? Or would you rather just have an enjoyable day of eating every day that naturally puts you in a calorie deficit? Now, most people would say the second one. No one wants to suffer for 6 days in a row and then pig out and feel like shit. Why not just make fat loss effortless every day and make it enjoyable every day? And the benefit of this is you actually get locked in, where now you're like, holy shit, I'm getting leaner every day and I can sustain this. This is enjoyable. You do not get locked in, right, when your diet is too brutal, too intense, too restrictive, right? Because your body's like hating it. But when you design it correctly, you just freaking enjoy it. It's enjoyable. You feel good and it's so empowering. Like, damn, I'm getting leaner by the day and I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life. This is the unlock. This is when fat loss becomes easy. I failed so many times when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, and I really mastered the whole system, the whole strategy, and the mindset around 24. And that's why if you go back 10 years ago, 2015, 2016, that's when my physique was just consistently just chiseled. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to grab the Shred, slice off fat, unlock the Shred 60 system, I believe everyone that really wants to get lean should go through that system. It is like the most effective for fat loss in the world. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.